Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. This is Master Coach Hasmin, a certified life coach from the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. Welcome to OFW Connect Who of the Hour episode for fellow Filipinos working outside the Philippines. We are doing this video series as a service to our community during this time of a physical isolation due to COVID-19. And with me, I am with Coach Faye.
Yes, thank you Master Coach Yasmin. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Auzubillahi minasyaitanirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalatu assalam ala Rasulullah wa ala ali wa sahbi ajmain. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. A blessed Friday to each and every one of you. I am your hijabi coach, Feiko, also a change agent, certified by the Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur. The OFW Connect Who of the Hour is our initiative to connect with our kababayans situated outside the country during this challenging time. We connect to know what is their present situation, how our OFW is responding, and the outcome of our kababayan is presently experiencing as a result of the chosen response. Yes, Master
Yes,
Coach.
and tama po. And for the information of many, Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneur is based in Dallas, Texas, USA, with local presence through our 24/7 coaching hub at DCAP Coffee Republic, located at PC Compound, Capitolio, Pasig City. We offer coaching on-demand services any time of the day. Just connect through 0917-586-1661 or visit our FB page, Life Coach Philippines. We also provide life coach certification classes for those interested to become a professional life coach like us. So moving on, Coach Faye, pakilala po natin yung ating guest today.
Yes, moving on, let me introduce to you our Who of the Hour. He is no other than Rahim Detuyatu. He is a clinical nurse, educator at King Abdullah Medical City in Makkah, Saudi Arabia. Assalamualaikum. How are you, Brother Eric?
Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala ali Muhammad. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh to our Muslim viewers. Good morning or good afternoon to wherever you are in the world. To Master Coach Yasmin and of course to my beloved sister Hijabi Coach Miss Faye Detuyatu. Alhamdulillah, all praises to God in all circumstances. We are doing fine here. And hope you are doing well also back there in our country.
Yes, we just want to know, brother, how your present situation with this COVID-19. I mean, you are working in a hospital there in Makkah, Saudi Arabia. What is your present situation right now? Can you tell us your narrative in the situation you are in?
Again, just like anyone else, we already know this is an unprecedented in the modern history. The modern human history. No one is prepared for this. But again, with Allah's infinite wisdom, we just have to trust and have faith that all the things that we are undergoing right now has its reasons. Whether we will know it in our lifetime or maybe in the next, it's up to God's will. Alhamdulillah, here in Saudi Arabia, we are taken care, especially for us as healthcare workers and frontliners.
Yeah.
We are taken care well of the government here. Actually, right now, I'm in 14 days, what they call the quarantine routine. So it's my leave. It's 14. Then I will be shifted again to a 14 days straight duty, just to take care of our health also. Because as they say, how can you take care of the patients if we ourselves will also become sick? May God forbid.
Yeah.
So that is what we are going right now. Just yesterday, in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the people here are very much compliant to their government. You see, the system here is not so very difficult to follow. Okay. It's a monarchy, as they say in Tagalog. Ang utos ng hari hindi mababaling.
Mm.
So previously we're just under the 6 a.m. to 3 p.m. curfew. But
Mm.
just yesterday, they increased this to a more enhanced quarantine of a 24 hours curfew, especially here in Makkah, in the Holy Capital, because they saw the cases are not getting low, or what they call the achieved curve is not yet achieved. Okay,
Mm.
so that's why there's really even an extreme enhancement of the quarantine here. But still, the government have some leeways, especially for the healthcare workers. Like we can go out for our duty and just come, and we can also go out for our essential needs like food and medicines. And here in the Holy City, the major major grocery stores are also closed. So we're
Mm.
just relying on our local sari-sari store. We call it Bakala here to buy our needs, and some other neighborhood pharmacies that are open. And the checkpoints are everywhere, so as to really discourage people from going out. And as a healthcare worker, we really appreciate this move by the government, because it's already established that this virus will usually thrive in crowded places, and where there is always an assembly, that this virus really thrives and will even spread if we will not discipline ourselves from coming out unnecessarily. Okay, so this is very helpful. And Sispe, you have also been here in Saudi Arabia. Food here is actually not really a problem. You see, the people are very generous, neighbors are generous, and even the bakala, even if you don't have a salary yet, they usually accept. Like you can get the food and pay later. So
Wow.
that's the
Alhamdulillah.
beautiful thing here. Yes, this is the beautiful thing here. No one really has complained about the any types of problem in food or hunger. So it's just how to fight the boredom, or of course the anxiety and other psychological issues. Otherwise, we are doing well, alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Maganda po. Ano, sir? Kayo po personally, sir, what is your challenge right now, personally?
Of course, ma'am, the challenge is there every day, because the thing with this virus, way back in 2012, we fought the same virus. It's called MERS-CoV,
Mm.
Middle Eastern Respiratory Syndrome, but the impact was not at this level. There's
Mm-hmm.
something about this virus that is very much deceptive. Like until now, our science cannot really establish. They call it the transmission is they call it by droplet or even by contact. But now
Yeah.
recently in Japan, there's a one documentary that shows it's more than a droplet. They term there's a new term now. They call it micro droplets. That you can even get this virus, according to their theory, not only through sneezing or coughing by an infected person, but even by laughing out loud or speaking out loud, the virus can still spread. Okay? So that is
Yes.
the latest one right now. And
Mm.
and not only that, another surprising research they found out is that some people who are asymptomatic but are carrier are also spreading the virus silently. So this is a very deceptive virus. Unlike the MERS-CoV, the symptoms are very much obvious, so you can really avoid. So
Mm.
every day is a challenge. Going to the hospital, you don't know. We say everyone is a suspected case. That's the best assumption we should have, so that we can be very much cautious and we can be very much careful when we are interacting with even with our fellow colleagues. So that's how the danger of the virus is. So
Mm.
every day is a challenge, ma'am. So it's only our reliance to God's goodwill and His mercy that inshallah we will go through all of this safely.
Yes. Opo, opo.
Okay.
Ano. Mm.
Yes, I wanna connect to that, Master Coach Jasmine, because you mentioned kanina, brother, you are on quarantine. You're on what day? Stay home.
Yes, this is a
Uh,
preventive quarantine. At the same time, it's a one way for us as a staff to also take care of our
Yeah.
health.
Yes.
Okay.
so
Mm-mm.
okay, may I just ask, in this time that you've been given by the hospital and given as your job as nursing educator, what are your plans? What are the things that you are preparing yourself personally in order to share to your colleagues when you go back to the hospital for your duty?
Well, you see, as clinical nurse educator, we almost do the same job like you as like coaches,
Mm.
because we also coach, mentor the both whether he's a new or an old staff, in order to maintain the protocols given by our Ministry of Health. So as an educator, it is very much our responsibility to know more, and of course to motivate our staff to really be serious and not to disregard this virus, and to always be taking care of themselves. You see, as an educator, we don't only teach clinical things, but we also teach what we call soft or people skills. Like for example, we come in when the staff feels demoralized or there's so much fear or anxiety. So that's the time we come in. We do also our counseling with our staff, letting them understand whatever they need to understand about the COVID-19 virus. Or some of the staff, maybe, for example, they're in the 14 days straight duty. We also tried our best, like to negotiate with their managers, their head nurses, that if they feel the 14 days straight duty will have some impact on their health, like they can be recommended to get some extra off, just to
Yeah.
get some
Ma-
breather. You see,
Mm-mm.
this is our really main role. Uh, in a nursing setting, for example, the head nurse is like the father of the family, and we as nurse
Mhm.
educator, we are like the mother. So on the
Mm.
administrative side, the head nurses will decide on their schedules or other administrative issues. But for our side, we are the ones not only teaching and coaching the staff. We are also there to listen to them,
Mm.
especially their concerns that they cannot easily voice out to their head nurses. So that is
Mm.
our really main role. So inshallah, if I come back to my duty, I'll try my best, not more than the physical and the mental well-being of my staff. I would really ask them about how they feel right now and how they are coping well with the current situation.
Yeah. So, yung kanila pong emotions, ano po, no, Sir Eric. And kayo po, kamusta din po kayo? How do you respond to you are seeing all of these things, di mo pa you oversee these things. So, kayo po, paano po kayo nagre-respond naman for you to be able to help and encourage them also?
Alhamdulillah, ma'am, we just have to start with a positive mindset. We have to look at this at a different angle. Like for me, like for example, this type of phenomena, I take this like a very big lesson for all of us. It's like an unplanned vacation, but
Mm.
with a purpose. So what do I mean to say with the positive mindset? Like this is like a message by the creator to tell all of us to go slowly, because
Mm.
we are at the peak of our, with our modern technologies and many things, like time is really running very fast. We don't even have time for each other, for their family, for ourselves. So this is like a very big, you can even say a blessing in disguise, if I have to use the term, for us to really look back to what is really important in our life. And like it's a very big message, especially if you see dying people, people
Mm.
that you know, okay, like tomorrow is not promised. Tomorrow is not promised. So you have to really give the best of what you have right now to do the essential things, and to forget all those petty things that really make life miserable to each one of us. That's really the reflection here. So it's
Yeah.
really, you have to a positive mindset to to use your time in beneficial things. Like for me right now, I'm reading the books that I whether it was hanging before that I did not complete, or sometimes just memorizing the Quran and
Mm,
other things, taking care of my baby here, and
mm,
in other things, like I feel like I did not really give much time because of what you call the busy life we have
yeah.
in the previous month. So it's still, alhamdulillah, in God's infinite wisdom, there's always a blessing in this time of in this kind of situation.
Wow, ang galing Coach Faye, ano? So
Oo,
wonderful
wonderful.
realization kay brother. Coach A po is watching you right now, our master coach, the global partner of Global Institute for Coaches and Entrepreneurs. Sabi niya po, hello brother. And hashtag, ang utos ng hari ay di nababali. So I think that's one thing na diyan po sa lugar po ninyo sir, no? Diyan sa Saudi po ano, na
Yes,
sanay po yung mga tao to follow the
of course, ma'am.
the
That,
authority.
that that is that is one of the benefits in this situation, that this type of government is very much compatible to the situation.
Yes,
Like
yes.
there's no more bawal ang rally dito, bawal ang question the directive of the king. Everyone has to
Mm,
follow.
yes.
Everyone really has to follow. And on top of that, anyone who is caught violating the whether the curfew or the quarantine protocols, he may have to face around 10,000 reals fine, and sometimes even a jail time if it needed to. So really, the people here are really complying and obeying the government.
Yes. Mm.
May,
And
may I
someone is
just,
watching.
mm.
Sige po, Coach Faye. Mm.
I-ano ko lang doon sa utos ng hari. Di ako makaget over. Sana may hari tayo sa Pilipinas. Anyway, yung sa utos kasi bro, can you send us update regarding the Holy City? How is it coping right now? I mean, it's Friday today. Is Makkah the holy place? Is it open now or it's still closed, or ano po yung utos ng hari?
So it's actually we call it partially open. They will still establish the Friday prayers, but with only 40 selected people's jama'ah, just
Mm.
to in order to comply with the what you call this, the social distancing protocol. So they cannot allow more than that. They just have to have the minimum number as per Sharia rule in order to establish the Friday prayers. Even the other day, even the Hajj ritual is still under, again, what we call unsure of about the situation. They say until further notice, so they are observing really what will happen in the coming days before they can decide if there will be the Hajj ritual like the previous years, or they will make some modifications because of the situation.
Mm.
So that's it. We're just praying at home. Okay, we pray Jama with the family, and some people with their friends, but not more than that. That's the situation here. And to think that Islam, that this is the birthplace of Islam, it's very painful for us to see an empty haram or the empty holy mosque. But what can we do? The Islamic scholars, as per the as per the Quranic injunctions, the Quran is very clear. Quran said, that's why the beauty of Islam, it does not contradict science. Quran said, "Fas'alu ahlu dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun." The Quran really specified, you ask the people of knowledge of things that you do not know. So the Islamic scholars, they refer this problem to the science, to the doctors, and that's why they came with the ruling about the suspension of religious gathering. No matter how it's very much painful or very difficult for most of those spiritually and religiously minded Muslim brothers and sisters, and even our Christian brothers and sisters, they also feel this the same way. But again, we must think that this is temporary, and there's a greater benefit in the future rather than risk everything and suffer much more in the future. That is what they are weighing in. So that's why we have all of us has to sacrifice.
Yes. So po, wonderful insight po ano that all of these things are just temporary naman ano, and let's take a
Apo.
sacrifice para eventually it will be gone po yung virus ano. And may nanonood po sa inyo Khalif ko. I don't know if you know him, and
My best
Muslim from
friend.
Your best friend is watching you right now. And Muslim Tacloban, so they are also watching you right now. So if you
Okay,
want to watch
assalamualaikum po
mm, if you
sa
want
inyong
to
lahat.
watch this on replay po, you can watch this on Coach A Coaching Community page. So, para po ma-share nyo
Okay.
rin po with your other friends there in Saudi. Coach Faye, may tanong ka pa po kay Brother Eric?
I just wanna ask mo na siguro bro, no, kung ano yung, what lesson can you share with us back here in the Philippines? Kahit
Yeah.
siguro give us just at least three lessons that you wanna share with us at these trying times.
Yeah, alhamdulillah, it's very much, there's more than three lessons actually we can learn, but I know with due to time. Okay, so let me just say first of all, we have to accept this. This is a part of
Yeah.
God's will, God's
Yeah.
plan, and we have to rely on our faith and trust on Him. That by these trials, this is a world trial, not an individual trial only. So we have to help each other to overcome, regardless of our faith, beliefs, and ideology. Uh, at the end of the day, we have one Creator. So that's the bottom line. We have to trust this Creator for bringing this trial in our lives. But again, with trials will come lessons. So what are the major lessons we learned today? First of all, we are as human beings, we are very much helpless. Okay? We are fighting an invisible enemy, and at that point, who else what where is our pride now? Where is our strength? So this is really just like an assumption and a positive reinforcement that all of us must believe that we have really a creator who is
Yes.
really the all powerful, not us, not the humans, not the super power countries, now no one else except him. That is the first major lesson. The second lesson is our humanity. You know, you see, both the rich and the poor are now united in this front because anyone can be a victim, anyone can be a patient. So who else will look at each other's back but not except us? So the rich now can feel the agony of being poor. Those who are hungry, uh, it it really touched their hearts now. And I see, Alhamdulillah, even in the Philippines, we are unfortunately sad to say one of the hard-headed people, but still there are people who have hearts there who are helping people, whether physically or like what your group are doing,
Yeah.
psychological counseling. That's very much helpful in these days. So it helps us to be united as human beings. And thirdly, we must think also about our own lives. You know, as I have said, tomorrow is not promised. So better now, do the right things, do the best things for your faith, for your family, for your work. Give your best because, as we have said, tomorrow is not promised. It could be you or me or whoever we know that can be a victim of this virus. So that's the point here to really give your life an importance and to follow the path, the meaning that you feel like why you live your life for. Always ask your day, and every day waking up is a blessing. Every day we must be thankful and grateful to
Alhamdulillah.
Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. At least now with the situation, everyone has reflected about his mortality, about the reality of death, and of course the meaning of life. So that's really the main thing that teaches us. Despite all the negative things we have heard, more than the physical difficulties, we have also to think about our spiritual needs and also the
Yeah.
psychological needs. It's very, very much important. We must not really neglect these things, because we are human beings. We are, as we have said in nursing, we are a holistic being. So we cannot just forego the physical needs and forget the other needs of our bodies. So that's all. And I thank you very much for having me. And let me take this opportunity to greet my families back there.
Mm,
The Philippines, my beloved mommy. I hope you're taking your vitamins, your meds, and keep healthy. I love you always. And my three kids there, Kairia, Ahmad, and Amir. I'm always proud of you. And Kai, I know it's your graduation, but anak, we have to sabar, we have to be patient. But in my eyes, you will always be the brightest student I have
mm,
ever known. I'm always proud of you, and keep up your good work. Okay, so uh, Papa is doing well here and sacrificing just for the sake of all of us, whether here in the Saudi Arabia or here back there in the Philippines. Just do your part. Do not go outside. Stay at home. Wash your hands. Okay, wear mask. Yes, another thing I have to remind everyone: wearing mask is a must. Whether wearing a mask is a must. Okay, whether you are suspected or under
yeah.
monitor, it doesn't matter, because it's a both ways. It's protecting yourself and protecting
Mm,
others also. You might not know you are also a carrier already, but only a passive one. So to protect your loved ones, always wear a mask. So thank you,
wonderful.
Master
Mm.
Coach Yasmin, and my ever beautiful sister, Hijabi Coach Faye.
Wow. Opo, ang galing, sir, ano? So we are really blessed with your wisdom and your heart and your love to the family and to your profession. So right now, sir, one last question. Ano po yung outcome na gusto niyo pong makita sa
Well,
COVID-19?
well, we hope to become better persons, better human beings after this trial. Because you know, ma'am, as human nature dictates, right now we both our best and worst comes into play in this kind of situation. And unfortunately, as per history, after difficult trial we became successful after a difficult trial, we tend to forget the lessons. That's the bad thing there. We'll feel again relax, we'll again take life for granted. So I hope it will not be like that anymore. Like this will serve as a great lesson and a wake up call for us. So I'm hoping for all of us to become now health conscious,
Mm.
okay, to be more to practice more personal hygiene. Okay, although we are doing that already, but to upgrade it in even in a higher level, and of course, not to take our health for granted. You see, we always invest in our
Mm.
clothes, in your jewelry and many things, but we never invest in our health. So that's a bad thing to do. So right now, we have to really invest in our health. Choose the proper food. Take supplements that are really acceptable and good. Do some exercise if possible. Those things. We really have to invest in our health. Well, after all, as they say, health is wealth. So
Mm.
that is what one the great lesson we have to learn from this temporary trial that is set by God to us.
Yes. So, ang galing, Coach Faye, ano? And, Sir Eric, wala na po akong question. Ay, gusto ko na lang po kayong pasalamatan. Salamat po sa shinare niyo po sa amin this afternoon. And we really learned a lot today. And, yun po, we are releasing a blessing to you, to your family here in the Philippines, and into your place, the blessing of God, your protection, God's protection, and for those who are already sick, magkaroon po talaga sila ng healing and that there will become a miracle cure para po sa COVID-19 so that everything will be finished and we can
Yes,
go back to
yes.
our normal life. Tama, Coach Faye? Any message po for your
Yes,
brother?
ma'am.
Yes, I just want to tell him personally that I am glad that you have seen in your heart the job that I do right now. You have totally shown your support to the tribe I have chosen, and you have seen wonderfully what we do for humanity, bro. Thank you with a very grateful heart. I'm grateful for that.
Well, thank you very much. The pleasure is mine as well. And before I forget, my wife also right now is in the front line. You know, she's also in 40 days.
Oh,
So my shout out for her also. And as I told my sister Faye, I always give this in my lesson in communication nursing. We always say, do not underestimate the power of words. Words can make or break people. So that is the important part you are dealing with. Although as a coach, life coach, counselors, I feel you're really doing a great job. You see, you don't know, even one word can change a person's life.
yeah.
Always remember that. So that's why we must be always be careful about the choices of words we use, especially to vulnerable people and people who are undergoing severe emotional distress. We really have to really be careful, and sometimes even listening alone is already a very big help for them.
Yeah.
And finally, let me say, always tell I love you to all your loved ones and ask forgiveness to people you feel you have offended. For tomorrow is not promised. So to all
Mm,
who are listening, my family, relatives, and friends, I love you all. Alhamdulillah, I'm doing fine. And do forgive me if I have done something like to hurt you, whether intentionally or intentionally. I really sincerely apologize, and I hope you forgive me always. And on my part, I have forgiven you. Whatever. I think you did not do anything to me, but I still, deep in my heart, I always forgive everyone. That is what I do before I sleep at night. And I hope all of us will do the same. Okay, because God loves the merciful, just like Himself is merciful. So we have to be merciful with each other. That's my
yeah.
parting words, ma'am. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you, sir.
Yes, let's
And
do
with
May
that,
that.
God bless all your efforts.
we will spread the love, sir. We'll just teach you the love bomb boom. So this is the heart, the love bomb.
Okay.
So
We
the
have to
one on
do
the
I
this,
one
bro.
on
cannot.
the
I'll try to. I will make my
mm,
stand.
yan.
Yes.
Love bomb boom like that. Love bomb boom. One
Love
more.
bomb boom.
Opo, one more. Love bomb
Love
boom.
Bam.
bomb boom.
Yes.
Thank
Opo.
you.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you,
I love
sir.
you. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Okay, love you all.
Thank
Okay, thank you
you.
very